Hello, this is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these amazing and wondrous people have agreed to come and play a silly video game with me. No, this isn't a video game, this is real life. A silly game with me, and that makes me very, very happy. These people are, because we're going to do the people first, because that's what's important. This is Era! Put in all your links and tell us all about yourselves.
So I have my YouTube channel, Tangor Productions. Kind of dead over there right now, but we have a backlog of stuff that y'all can watch. Because I'm working on a project that's really cool with the Scarred Adventure called Bravely Broken.
Yeah.
Um, and also on Thursdays, I am running Deviant Futures here on Dirty 20. I'm also running tomorrow for Halloween 10 candles with some awesome people from Bravely Broken. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything at all.
You are, and you've also explained why there hasn't been that much going on your channel, is because you're doing so much stuff wonderfully and marvelously over here and in other places. So thank you for all of that. And Bravely Broken, yes, there's the one shot tomorrow night, 10 candles. You've got the ultimate producer's dream come true. You get to kill your entire cast tomorrow night. So right here on Dirty 20 Gaming, we'll be watching and cheering you on. So moving along. Oh, Hellhounds 20. Bouncy, 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 bouncy. You did a whole thing. Tell us about some things.
Hi, you guys can find me here on Twitch at Hellons20 or on Twitter on Hellons20. Um, I am a gamer, a PNG tuber, an artist, and a dungeon master. I ran a one shot last night from 11 to 3 a.m. Then I played a game that lets you kill robots in Sweden. I'm tired.
Ooh, Gen Zero. I played that.
That is absolutely
Hey!
the perfect frame of mind that I want you in for tonight. I should have requested you all get no sleep last night. But two of you left. Bison underscore. Stonefist, tell us about yourself.
Well, you can find me mostly here. I play feedback on Saturdays.
Mhm.
Here I am Mr. Box,
Mm.
and on Wednesday I have joined the Deeper Delve, Lost Mine of Fandelver as Linus Longshadow.
And then in the
Other
distant
than
future.
that, in the distant future, I will be running a Cyberpunk Red campaign, and
Yes.
I'm kind of hoping to get that started maybe by the new year.
Yeah,
That's
that's right
kind of
around there. I
that's
was thinking, yeah.
that's my soft target. There's a lot of shit going on in my life.
Yeah.
Hype.
Space too on the channel. There's only 7 until we can get an extra day in the week. We're running out of nights.
Right?
So yeah.
Other than that, Tuesdays I stream occasionally. I've been playing Cyberpunk Red lately. And yeah, that's me.
Excellent, wonderful, and marvelous. Which brings us around to Alex. You've had, I am sure, a very busy couple of weeks in the last few. Marketing madly, I hope successfully. Let us know how's things going.
Yes. Yes, I am Alex Reinhardt. You can find me on Twitter where I talk about the games that I make. Most recently, I released Cyber Rats, a game of megacorps, alien invasions, and the giant intern rats who fight them. You can find that is out now. You can get that on itch or Drive Through RPG. We have physical copies coming later this year.
Nice.
And we have a lot of other stuff in the pipeline. So, like I said, follow me on itch or Twitter to find out about what is next. But I have more adventures coming out this year and then some other big stuff next year. So stay tuned. And for the next few weeks, you can find me right here on this channel.
Spectacular. Thank you so much. I'm glad it's going well. With that, one more thing. The art that you see, half of the character art was done using Hero Forge, the other half was done using artists. You'll be able to tell which two are which. Let's
Hopefully.
put all that off to the side. And yes, there's our list. And yes, thank you. All the good lists and links. Thank you. Let's do this. There is no sense of falling this time. The grayness just thickens and darkens around you, becomes a swirling mass of dark grays and blacks, shapes lurch out at you and then fade away before they get there. You feel that faint pressure change of a door closing and a click. The smell of must and old sawdust. A vague breeze wanders past, unsure which way to blow. Your eyes have not yet adjusted, but in this mobile darkness you can feel space around you. It feels like you're lying in a comfortable recliner under a darkened dome. The sound of a few others breathing is all that you can hear. No, before anybody asks, you cannot move at all at all. You're not strapped down, you just can't move. The clank of a heavy door opening is accompanied by a blast of whitest light. For a moment you see where you are. You're in a planetarium. Only the four of you, evenly spaced around the circle under the dome. The projector in the middle rotates and its 100+ cameras blink like eyes before lighting the inside of the building. You're back inside the cell. So that's where you were before. Audio-wise, a bass line creeps in to audible levels, accompanying you like a pulse. And like a pulse, there's a wave passing through the dome, bringing the world to light. Dank, dark, and spectacularly well rendered. The cell moves beneath you, sliding the room out from under you. There's a snap transition. You find yourselves in a forest, all dark grays and black shadows. No color at all. Synthetic animal noises and the crack of small twigs breaking underfoot. And then in the distance, a horrible braying sound. It fades off. You can tell immediately with that certainty that you know you're being chased, hunted. You find out you can, if you concentrate, like I said, you can't move. You're in these recliners and your hands are on the arms and you just can't, but your body just won't listen. But you
Mr.
can,
Box is just shrink wrapped to the chair.
yeah, just taped to the chair. But you can move through the scene by concentrating on moving. The limitations are the same as if you were walking, but the effect is that the room moves around you, not you moving out of one room into another. So when you walk, the scene moves past you instead of you moving past it.
Oh, this is really weird, eh? I think we should get away from whatever that noise was.
That seems like a good idea.
Oh, this feels familiar.
Familiar?
I think I'm gonna vomit.
And Red is already zooming.
Running, yep. Okay. Yep.
Up.
So you guys take off. Perfect.
Yeah.
Behind you, you hear again slightly closer that, and then it stops. Ahead of you, you went first, Red, so you're just hurtling. This forest is like watercolor, but it's like somebody painted the whole page black and then took a very wet brush and painted parts in that turned it gray. That's all that this is. It's two tones projected. You can tell if you concentrate really hard, you can still tell you're in this planetarium. You're at a laser light show, basically. Strapped in the chairs, experiencing the world in the dome above you. Because if you look straight sideways, the world sort of ends there and there. But your face keeps being drawn back up into the dome. Red, you went first. You see what first appears to be this black and gray pine tree. And two huge eyes open up on it. And it goes... And all these gray water puddles around its base get sucked into the roots. And it holds it for a second, and then the eyes close, and it goes, ah, and the water runs back out into these puddles. The rest of you sort of catch up.
There's something following, and I'm going to reach out behind us and say, "We don't want to hurt you. Why are you chasing us?"
You feel back. It's not even words. It's just a almost like an emotion. It's just find. Follow the smell. Find.
It's hunting us by scent. We need to. Will, what do we do?
Normally what you would do is you would change your scent either by mud or water, and tries to move,
Yeah.
but I can't get out of the chair.
But as you struggle to move in the chair, the scene moves around you, so you can move. Kind of.
We need to think about water. We need to move. Think about moving towards water.
Mr. Boggs?
Mr. Box sort of looks to the puddles because you said that breathed in, sort of breathed back out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Forgot we were playing a game here. Grab my dice. I want to use perception to kind of get more information about the tree and the pools of water and.
Okay, that makes sense. Let me grab my pen.
If anyone looks at red, you can't see them until you look up. They've climbed a tree.
Okay.
It's like clipping up the tree like it's Skyrim or something.
Perfect. Yes, yeah. Climb tree, and you just and you have to move a little bit, and you have to move a little bit. Oh, there's the ladder. Yeah. It's not. No, that was video games. That was a while ago. Badly rendered video games was 2 weeks ago. All right. So that's two of you, Will and Jet. How are you reacting?
Thrashing around in the puddle.
Okay.
Watching everybody else and just being like, there's nothing else I can do. She's gonna try and effectively like bury herself in the dirt.
Okay.
So that she can see out, but like.
Yep. So the two of you are digging in predator style. Gotcha. Mr. Box, give me a perceptibility sort of roll.
Time to perceive things.
Yes. Without it being a perception roll, because we don't do those.
I got like a 1, 2, and a 3, eh?
A 1, 2, and a 3. Okay, you don't see squat. Well, you don't see any squat about what you were looking like, because you were looking at that tree, right? The tree that just had the drink. There's nothing to see there. It's like it's gone back to sleep. But as your eyes sort of drift away, you see another tree, a different species. Looks more like a cedar, and they're hollow inside, right? So you see it sort of. Two of its branches come down and sort of form elbows, and dung, 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 dung. And it creates this drum effect, and it's liquefying the dirt around the base of the tree, and it starts to pull out its roots and move towards you.
Oh, that's really creepy.
Red, you went up a tree, right?
I've climbed up a tree.
You have climbed up a tree. Excellent. Give me a perception-y sort of roll, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, this regular test.
Yep. You see it coming. As you're climbing up, you put one hand on a branch and look up, and this vine that was just wrapped around the branch starts to unwrap slowly, and the head of it starts to move like an inchworm coming along the branch towards your hand, dragging this long vine behind it.
Okay.
Will and Jet, you guys just like, I'm just checking off the encounters that I wanted you guys to have. You're firing them off all at once. We're gonna be the two of you, as you start to dig in, it's quite easy. The soil is quite soft, but you notice as you start to let's do Will, because you're actually physically digging into the ground. As you break the surface and start to dig around, these small mushrooms start popping up. and growing very, very quickly, and you can see their roots are reaching down into the soil and making it even softer. You're almost sort of sinking into this topsoil because you can look down and everywhere you've broken ground, they're growing.
Going to look over to Jack. Like, let's get away from this. This doesn't look good.
Yeah, we
Trying
need
to
to run.
escape.
You're in a nearby puddle of tree excretion, right?
Yeah,
Is that the yeah? Okay. So yeah, you leap into
smearing
yeah,
it over myself.
yeah, just blah, 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 blah. Yeah. As you do that, as you smear it on top of yourself, you look up and you see the this group of mushrooms growing in your footprints as you walked over to this small pond, but they don't come into the water.
Okay.
We
bought some time.
Hoo!
There's
In the
dogs.
distance.
There's dogs coming. How do we lose them? How do we lose them?
These worlds are nothing like where I'm from or any of my training. I don't know.
Red, is it safe up there?
Red like peeks over a branch. They're kind of clinging to it like a koala.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're using dogs. You just gotta mask your scent and not move.
I did that.
Climb.
Okay.
And Red is gonna
Scrambling
scuttle.
up the tree.
Yeah.
Red is gonna scuttle back around the branch, so like if you're looking up, you won't see them. But
Right.
they're grabbing leaves of nearby trees and like rubbing them on their skin to get like
Okay.
the tree scent on them.
All right. Okay. That's that. One more round before stuff. Mr. Box, we haven't talked to you in a second. The tree is sinking into the muck. What are you doing?
The tree is sinking.
Oh no, sorry, the tree is coming up out of the muck to come to get you guys. The cedar tree. The original pine
Okay.
trees had its monthly breath and it's gone back to sleep.
I guess Mr. Box is going to try and clip his way up the pine tree.
Climb your way up the sleeping pine tree. Okay, yep, that makes sense. All right.
Little platforms of ice sort of appear, and he sort of hops from each one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect. And Will, you seem to be the only one. Sort of these mushrooms that are coming up around you are changing form. They're starting to look more like puffball mushrooms, like they might. What do you do?
I'm gonna start trying to get out of this hole that I've dug for myself because I imagine it's pretty deep by now, and
Yeah.
trying to climb up the tree.
Absolutely. Because you're trying to get out of here, I'm assuming without causing it much more trouble. Give me. Are you particularly dexterous or any such thing?
Acrobat.
Acrobat works like a charm. Yes. So give me an advantage roll.
Chair acrobat.
Oh,
5.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Chair acrobat.
It's tough because you sort of leap to your feet and land where your body was, so there was no mushrooms. You push like you're jumping up towards a tree, and your feet just go in to the dirt instead, and you have to physically reach over and grab the tree and sort of start pulling yourself up until you can get your feet on it and climb. As you do, just as you leave, your toe touches one of these little puff balls, and you hear it go. It sounds like a chord from a guitar. It's just blang, yang, 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 echoing endlessly, and this green cloud starts to drift out. It's just below you, clinging to the ground like a mist. Other than that, you get up the tree. So the 4 of you are up the tree. Mr. Box, yeah, you went up as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see this cedar tree that has pulled itself out of the ground stops, and the branches sort of swish around for a while, and it stops. Like it looks like it's listening. And you hear the it's getting quite close. Whatever's hunting you is coming. Hearing it this time, the cedar backs up quickly to where it came from, thumps itself a couple more times to get the ground liquefied, and settles back into position. Ground looks untouched. The trap is reset.
I was kind of thinking it was like a chain chomp, but I mean, that was 2 sessions ago.
So the 4 of you are up in the trees. There's a green miasma on the ground below you, and something making weird sounds and hunting you.
It is now.
Just sitting still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Red's instructions were until someone tells Jet otherwise. Just hugging the branch and sitting as still as possible.
So I'm going to assume Red is also taking their own advice and just being still, Mr. Box.
Oh,
Red, go ahead. Sorry.
Red's gonna take their bandana off from around their neck and like tie it around the top of their head because they're shiny and bald.
Okay.
But they're going like full ninja style, like peeking over the edge of the branch because they have like 4 eyes, so they don't have to peek all the way.
Yeah.
But they're keeping an eye on everything, and they've gone completely quiet.
Like the squirrel and the dog. You're always on the other side of the tree. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely perfect. I love it. So for that, I need a. Are you perceptible or perceptive in any way?
I have my 4 eyes, but that's not really one of my traits.
So I'll give you a regular test then. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. You see in the distance, moving quickly through the undergrowth, a flash of tartan. Red and black, to be specific. Kind of a wide plaid. You hear as it runs along behind the trees, and you can just see what first you take for wooden sticks coming down like wooden legs. Then you realize they're all tied together with very nice rope. And every time it lands, it makes this noise. It's hunting you like a dog, but it looks for all the world like a set of bagpipes.
Oh my god. I had a suspicion. I'm gonna look over at Jet and just whisper, when you do your mind thing, can you communicate back and forth?
Yeah. Actually, I respond back in their head.
And I am able to respond to you in my head?
I think so.
Let's treat it that way. Yes, it's better.
So
if
it's
this works
called
better.
communicate. So yeah.
It's a message.
Red is going to relay the fact that we are being hunted by apparently bagpipes and go, I think we're in a world based around music. Everything has made a musical sound when we've touched it.
I'm sorry, something's wrong with my mind. I thought you said bagpipes.
We've been in a world made of clay, and this is the part where you start to question it.
I just wanted to make sure everything's bagpipe. I'm gonna like add everyone else to just like relay these messages.
Yeah. Your
We're
Zoom
playing
call.
telephone.
Yeah.
This is a world of music.
I cast
We're
Zoom.
This is a world based around harmonics and music. We're being hunted by a musical instrument.
Okay. Does anyone know anything about me? And this is all mental.
Yeah.
Does anyone know anything about music or notes? I stopped taking piano lessons.
Pretty cool band.
Years ago.
That wasn't exactly something of importance in my family.
Right. There's something about a treble clef. That's all I remember.
It's at this moment, Red, the character, realizes her puppeteer lives in a family based around metal bands. So
end up
I'll
testing
let
that
I'll let other people have their turn. I'm gonna think over here before I ask my question.
Okay. I'm gonna give you guys another couple seconds in the trees before the bagpipe hound gets here. So what are you doing?
Now that I know what we're looking for, Mr. Box is gonna like kind of wait till it gets closer and then maybe fuck with it with ice powers.
Okay, you're gonna try. Okay, you're gonna try and ice it up.
Yeah.
All right. Will.
Will starts to think real hard
Mm-hmm.
on getting out their pistol
Okay.
because they're hoping if they fire it in the opposite direction and then somehow get everyone to run.
Okay. So shooting is a distraction, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Suppressive fire.
Yeah. Jet, what's your plan?
Jet has had a wild idea.
Excellent.
I, still clinging to the branch, I reach into my rucksack and I pull out my yo-yo.
Yep.
And I am going to like make a cat's cradle between my hands and start trying to strum a lullaby.
Oh, I like this. Lovely. Yeah.
And like I have Quell, so like if
Yeah,
you need a mechanic
You just
behind
ding,
this,
ding,
like,
ding, 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 yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wow.
I am happy to try.
What an
My goal
image.
is to quell these
Yep.
angry bagpipes with soft music and
Okay.
take away the desire to hunt.
Absolutely beautiful. Red, what are you doing?
So I was going to ask, do these bagpipes sound like they're out of tune?
No. Interesting
Okay.
idea, but and I don't usually say no flat out, but no.
Can you tell?
I can actually tell.
Yes.
Yeah.
To help Jet with what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
Red is gonna sit down, hold up, like they have like these bracers on their arms.
Yep.
And they're gonna start like very lightly tapping them together like a very soft tambourine.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. So so helping, literally helping. Perfect. Okay. So
Bag placer beast.
yes, I like this. It runs into the opening below you. You see, this is like a bagpipe with all those little. I should have looked up the names of this stuff, but there's the tubes that go out the top. Drones. There it is. I knew it. All the drones it's turned upside down and using those as legs and running
Like
along.
an angry octopus with prosthetics.
Oh, it's this thing, right?
Yeah.
These are all the drones, and then this part is the mouthpiece, and then this is the body, the big kilty, the big, body behind it. That's
just
what
got
runs in
peg
like an
legs.
entry, with prosthetics. Yeah, in big trouble. Oh, stop looking at chat. That you, you see, because totally screwed me. I completely forgot where we were going. But
Angry
yeah, that's what
bagpipe.
you see in front of you. It runs into the clearing and stops. So. Ice first or shoot first? I'll give you guys the choice.
Will would hold
Yep.
to see what everyone else is
Okay,
doing.
so you're
first.
just tracking you're firing, to be clear, the opposite direction as a distraction, right? So okay.
Yep.
Okay. So Mr. Box.
I am going to use my glacial ability to cause the target to lose one action on their next turn if I get a success.
Okay.
And I do.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. So it starts to sort of skate, looking like a baby deer on the ice, like that scene from Bambi before the legs go, just sliding across the field directly towards that sort of tree that you're under, because momentum still works. Right?
Complete with orchestra from Disney. Wait a minute.
Yes. It does go boom, I just decided it flattens out and does the big spiral or the big spread spin as it comes towards you. Why not? Let's get Disney in here too. And as it does so, its little snout looks up at you because it hears the music, the and the ding going along beside it.
I'm hearing like a little toy guitar.
Yeah.
Ping, 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 ping.
Yeah, yes, that's the one. Yeah, ping, 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 ping. Yeah, but it's doggy ears are hearing a magnificent tune tapped out between that and the wrist maracas, and
Wrist maracas?
you start to hear, And it very carefully gets up on its feet and starts trying to jump up on the tree. Like it's trying to climb up to you guys. Because dogs only got two emotions.
Does it seem
right?
aggressive?
No, it's trying to
Okay.
come and get a pet.
Awesome. Just
It
wanted
is
to make
very
sure.
clearly like, love me, love me, love me, love me, jumping up and down at the bottom of the tree. Yeah, okay. Everybody give me a save, please. 1 dice unless you're particularly resistant to toxins.
Resolute.
Or resolute, yeah.
Yeah.
3.
2.
2 1s and a 5.
2 1s and a 5, okay. And red, nope. Okay, this makes perfect sense.
I am a sturdy box.
As they jump around at the bottom of the tree, they start breaking these mushrooms that were frozen now. So they're shattering like the nitrogen dipped roses. And these little spores come out, and they're the only color in this world. Before they were green. They were like a fine green mist. They come out now all sparkly, like weird Christmas decorations, this sparkly green mist. But as the dog pipes keep jumping more and more and more, it's stirring it up into the tree towards you. And it starts to overcome you. It has a soporific and mildly hallucinogenic effect. It's putting you to sleep, but it's doing it with very pleasant thoughts. So the three of you that failed, we're going to start with you guys. Will, what is the last thing, before you pass the hell out, what is the last thing, the happy thought that Will passes out with?
Being back to like normal Will and being back with their family.
So you're just sort of like in your kitchen pouring a coffee and just that normal thing that you take for granted every day suddenly is very special. Wow. And you fall asleep with your head against the tree. You would fall out except the tree just catches you on the back of the head and holds you. Red. What's your
I
happy
think
thought?
for Red, it's going outside into the forest after a fresh rain with their sketchbook and just hiding in a tree sketching.
Sure. Oh, symbolically putting color on this gray and black world. I love it. Thank you. Jet.
It's me. It's a repeat of the yo-yo performance in front of my dad when I was 7 years old. Only I'm simultaneously doing my tricks and making music in that kind of dream logic.
Yep.
And this time he is applauding and cheering me on
Yeah.
and saying how proud he is as I'm smiling and drifting away with my musical yo-yo.
Oh, I love it. Before we get to Mr. Box's happy thought, which is I'm sure going to be interesting, you last a little longer than the rest of them. You watch them all, and the tree just sort of holds them like a new mother, right? Supporting their heads as they pass out. You're just sort of wobbling, and I mean wobbling. There's not much consciousness left. You might be unconscious. You're not sure yet. But you see coming out of the tree, perhaps responding to the happy noises of the dog pipes, 2 sets of pliers, like needle nose pliers, but human size. They're wearing blue cop uniforms, and the heads bend at 90 degrees. So when they walk, the head opens and closes, it opens and closes, it opens and closes as it's coming towards you. And they are accompanied by baby elephant walk, of course, towards you. You can only see their faces when they come together because half of the bobby hat is on each side and half of the face is on the end of each end of the pliers. And yet somehow they manage to walk like this towards you. You hear one of them go, "Good doggy, good doggy, good doggy." And then you start to fade. What do you fade to? What is Mr. Box's happy moment?
Mr. Box's happy moment is it's 5:30 in the morning. It's a crisp winter morning. It's cold as shit outside. You know, the so cold you can see the air sparkle. You know,
Yeah.
he's getting out. He's you see a normal person. Actually, no, you see Mr. Box because this is dream logic. You
Yep.
see Mr. Box.
Yep.
He's got a bathrobe on. Sort of makes his way to his kitchen. It's a very simple kitchen.
Yep.
You know, there's a coffee machine, there's a microwave, there's like a 2-element range. You know, this is just this very, very simplistic, like almost nothing in the room at all. Just the bare necessities of what you need to live.
Yep.
And he sits there, pours himself a cup of coffee, sits down, puts butter on his toast, and he watches the sunrise.
Nice. From those 4 happy moments, you are jarred. Bang! With a deep sonic keyboard note. One of those ones that just goes, ah, and then comes up half an octave, ah, and just you're waiting and waiting, and the vision comes to you just like somebody turned on the lights. You're in a mythically scaled Roman temple with pillars and statues, each with 3 arms, one holding scales, one holding a sword, and one holding a book. The room has a vaguely religious feel about it, but you realize it's in fact a courtroom. Deep notes keep pounding as the camera takes over from your view and scans up the aisle. The pews, for lack of a better word, are full to bursting with the entire tarot deck represented. Wands and swords on the left, cups and pentacles on the right. The royalty sit up front. The hermit is speaking with death. You can see the cards talking, and in the back, the fool looks on, nodding sagely at all the wrong times. A screech of feedback, like somebody takes their guitar and intentionally puts it in front of the speaker. And the camera jogs upwards as if shocked. It's like it's flying up a black stone edifice. And it stops for just a moment. The scream of bent and pulled guitar strings in the background. On a brass sign. Court of the Guilty. Justice N. Carn VIII presiding. Scans up more. The guitar fades and that heavy drum beat from before comes back like a heartbeat sound again. The camera pans up to the bench, and surrounded by racks of lights and speakers sits the justice presiding. He is a guitar. The body of the guitar is the face. The neck of the guitar goes down into robes. The guitar wears a wig. That neck goes down one arm and comes out like a hand holding a stapler that it's using as a gavel, pounding on the desk in front of it. You look around the room and you can see 3 bailiffs. One dressed as one that is a bass guitar, one that is a drum kit, and one that is a keyboard on a stand. All dressed in the same blue suits that Mr. Box saw on the player-ies. Those 2 are also here now, sitting over in the witness box, waiting to make their speech. The court recorder is a harp, dressed in a severe gray suit. And instead of typing, they're plucking on their own strings to record the activities of the show, of the day, which come rolling out below them on a printer. The bailiff dressed as a bass stands up and says, "Your Honor, the guilty parties have arrived." The wands and spades all grumble, whilst the cups and pentacles ooh and ah. The justice responds, "Good morning, say I, Your Honor. This court will plainly show the prisoners who now stand before it were caught red-handed," and you hear the bailiff going, Objection, Your Honor, wrong movie. And there's a pause. The justice says, overruled and accepted. I'll start over, shall I? And stares down at you. How do you unsuccessfully defend yourselves on these charges and the others I have not read from the ledger of your guilt? He's talking to the four of you.
Red is confused.
I'm not surprised.
Will, is this something you know about?
Unfortunately, yes, but they didn't read us our rights, so maybe I can get around this.
Okay. What about our rights?
We shall also find your rights guilty as well as your lefts, your ups and bottoms too, if you'd like.
Oh my god.
I don't think it's working.
Oh, come on now, this is no fun at all. Defend yourselves.
What are the charges, eh? You just throw us in here like it's some kind of friggin' cool law and order, dun dun, whatever, eh? And we're just trying to figure out what's going on. And you're being so rude. I mean, like, what kind of court is this? I don't see no kangaroos, but I think this is friggin' jerks.
There's a pause, and you see on the wall a scoreboard appears, and it says contempt of court. And the number goes 1, 2, 3, 4 as you keep talking. It then stops when you stop, and he looks down at you. What are these? What is this of which you speak? That first part again.
If this is supposed to be some kind of court, there's got to be some kind of charge. If you're going to find us guilty of something, we got to have done something wrong, eh? I don't think we have, but look at me, mistake justice card.
Ah, the charges. The charges you are charged with are all of them.
That's really not all that specific. We're going to have to be here a while because I'm going to need to hear them all.
You are
Also, where is
charged.
our representation?
Representation? Where do you think you are? The real world or something?
I lean over to you said the tarot cards on the left were grumbling.
Yes.
I'm gonna lean over to one of them and say, hey, any ideas here? Should I go for like a trial by combat? What are you thinking? I really could use a pointer.
And as you say those magic 3 words, that whole side of the courtroom lights up. Trial by combat, trial by combat, trial by combat. All the cards just bouncing in their pews.
Trial by combat. I want to do that one.
As you blurt that out, everyone on the other side, all the red cards go, ooh, and slide away from you over towards the wall. Not trial by combat, not trial by combat, trial by combat, not trial by combat, trial by combat. And then the kettle
Mr.
drums
Box looks
start.
over to Will. We are so hosed.
Depends what kind of combat.
Jet.
I didn't hear any better ideas.
Good, because I don't have any.
We could have gotten them just talking forever.
I have places to be.
As do I. I've got 176 people to find guilty today. Now let's get on with it.
This is like the judge.
Yep.
I reach for my gun, and before I pull it out,
Yep.
I cast one final look over at Will,
Mhm.
just like a, do I go for it? Like my hand is like on my holster.
And
Mr.
Will's
Box
gonna-
is sitting in between the two of them, just sort of looking back. And forth.
One eye migrates to each side of the box. Now you look
Will's
like a
just
cow
gonna look back.
box. Yeah.
Like understanding, all right, I guess we're doing this.
And I complete
Oh,
the motion
jeez.
right
Yeah, they
to
both
the
thought. Will,
you
judge.
hold the
Will also.
Mr. Box and Red. You see the eye contact and you see the arm muscles tense and the pistol starts to come out. What do you do?
I'm gonna quickly say, well, what if we're doing trial by combat? Who are we fighting?
Boom, boom, boom,
And
boom. Trial by combat.
I'm
no,
intending
no.
to like
Trial
just
by
complete
combat.
the motion
No.
here, right towards the judge. Like it should be clear that like
Yeah,
that is.
yeah. You got
who
your. I'm
pointing
assuming
to.
eyes are locked on the target.
Yeah.
You're just bringing it up. Yeah.
Mr. Box
Absolutely.
is taking cover. Just hop, hop, hop.
Mr. Box is cover.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Folds in on himself. He just kind of Mobius strips himself so he can hide behind himself.
Well, the head pops up, the big box opens up, and the head falls
The
in.
head goes in. It's like the equivalent of turtling. Okay. Yep. And then one eye appears on the outer box, just like a
Yeah.
little bit of an eye.
Little
Anyway, yeah.
periscope.
Yeah.
No, the
made
little
out
tin
of
soldier.
claymation cat poop. You just remolded
the
it.
little tin soldier
The
pops
little tin
up.
soldier keeps
Yeah,
his head up, pokes
yeah.
his head out, and he's like,
Perfect,
I don't
even
see
better.
anything.
Yes, box turtle is the thing. Yes.
I
So
am a
yes,
box turtle.
yes. So at that
Uh,
moment, yep, Red.
I think because Red is getting so confused and overwhelmed, like there's fire trying to go off,
Mm-hmm.
but it's coming out like fireworks sparks. So they just step back away from Jet and Willow, just let them go.
Yep. Jet. Pull the trigger. 2 shots or one with a 4.56. You focus or 2 shots.
Let's go one.
Okay.
Just one here.
Okay,
Let's
so-
make it count.
So focus and with 4s, 5s, and 6s.
Yep.
And successes.
Yeah, 2
Yeah,
fives.
2 successes. Yeah, you just the bailiffs as a group play dun dun dun. A hole shatters in the face, the head of the guitar shatters over on this side, and you see the pickup kind of start to fall in. They snap back, sitting back up, and as though you've hit the distortion pedal, you hear, "That was unexpected. But it's just one more thing you're guilty of."
Yeah, well, you're out of tune.
All of
at
the
contempt
tarot
of the court.
cards go and draw back to the back of the theater, and you hear the bailiffs again go dun dun dun. What do you do in this split moment? You shot him absolutely clean as a whistle, and it is, other than changing his voice, nothing has happened. The bailiffs are just looking at you. The cop players are just like they're not programmed. They don't know what to do.
Turning and running. And just like thinking at everyone, if we're already guilty of everything, let's go on the lam. It's one more crime.
And just so here's that freeze frame moment. You just, and in that one moment, the pistol goes back in, and you're just like a guy that's just hit a ground ball right at the shortstop, but you're still hoping to run this out. You just turn but you freeze in that moment. What do the rest of you do? You didn't freeze. This is like giving everybody else a chance to respond to you going, "That didn't work. I'm out." Will.
Will at this point is like she was going to fire, but saw Jet do it first, so instead she's going to try and just she's gonna hurl what would have been not the witness stand. The place at the podium, so
Bench?
that at them to keep them away,
Oh,
so
wow.
that they can run away.
Okay. You have with telepathy or telekinesis, right?
Yes.
And it's been so long that I forgot you had that. So yes. Is that a roll? Because it's a big, heavy thing. So.
Okay, so it's a object weighing as much as you. But if it's larger, then you need a test. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, give me a test. Just 2 days. As you shove.
6 and a 3.
Yeah. You kind of with your mind and push the huge plinth that the bench is doesn't move, but everything on it does. So the big ornate blotter that Prince Charles, the soon-to-be King Charles III, made them take away during his thingy, all that big heavy stuff on it just. He's a guitar after all, and pins him against the great seal of guilt, which is on the wall behind him. He's pinned to the wall. Who else? Yeah. I want to leave Red for
Insult
last
me,
this time.
injure
Mr. Box, what are you
me.
doing?
I want to break one of his guitar strings
Okay.
using shatter.
Using shatter. Okay. Gonna make you hold
Or
on.
freeze.
Yeah.
Freeze, make a test, cause one inanimate object that is about half your size or smaller to shatter and
Oh
break.
yeah, no problem.
So,
So yeah.
twang his G string.
Oh my god.
Whoop. Okay. Yeah. Follow that, Red. What are you planning?
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was going to say that.
I was going to leap over and climb up to where the judge is.
Yep.
The judge is a guitar, yeah?
Oh yeah. A
I was
Les
gonna-
Paul actually,
oh.
because you said you have background. Yeah, it's the sunburst pattern, and you shot him
Oh,
right through the
fuck.
sunburst, and now part of it's caved. This is probably like the last Les Paul in the universe at this point, but yeah.
I was gonna start tuning him.
Okay.
But like,
Oh, wait a
shit.
minute, because by the time you get there, it's only gonna be 4 strings. So you're going to tune him like a banjo
Or bass.
or a bass?
I guess.
Actually, no, you want to warm strings up.
What do you want to do?
If you're gonna tune them, I'm going to.
No, you did your thing.
I haven't done my thing.
You
No,
were
I wanna
gonna.
hear
You
what
told
he
me what
says,
you're
'cause
gonna
it's
do.
in
We're
my
just.
head.
I gotten all the lists together,
Um,
and then we're doing it all at
Well,
once.
I'm gonna do a similar thing, but to different people. I'm going to use glacial on the bailiffs,
Okay. Yeah.
so to cause a icy patch under their card edges.
Okay.
Well, they're not cards. They're
No,
bailiffs. So yeah.
these are they're
You slip
a
inside.
bass. To be technical, a stand-up bass, a 4-piece drum kit, like a jazz kit, and a keyboard with the cheap X stand underneath it. So,
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm gonna glacial the 3.
so you're gonna glacial them. All right, and then Red, you're going to tune the
Keystone
judge.
Cops this shit.
I am going to tune the judge to have much nicer tones.
Oh right, okay.
A
Oh, and
major
everybody's ending up in a courtroom as we watch. Oh, love it. All right, so Will, what were you, sorry, so now we cut back. Jet, now you start to move again, so you're heading for the doors. Just book it. Will, what was your thing?
After I hurl the
Right,
stuff.
yeah. Right,
I
you pin
was-
him to the wall, yeah, and then you're gonna book it too?
Yeah.
Okay, so the two of you are heading down the aisle between the cards. They are backing against the wall, and in the process, they're basically shuffling. They get to the walls and kind of, and pretty soon the suits are all mixed together on the sides, with the royals all up at the front in a pile behind the bench near the judge. At that moment, the ice hits the floor in front of the bailiffs, and they start to slide across the ice.
Actually, it doesn't go off.
You failed? Okay.
Yeah, I failed my test.
So again, in that case, this blast of ice goes towards them and sort of settles over them. They shake it off, and somehow that 3-piece trio starts playing ding 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 ding. There's a tiny little snow globe scene in the middle of the of this courtroom. Red,
Never been so happy to fail.
you
That was
leap
awesome.
up onto the bench, run across the judge. The Les Paul is pinned to the wall like some kind of trophy guitar from the long past. Great big bullet hole through it. What do you have any special skills that would allow you to, other than your family history, which I'm willing to give you, but anything else that would allow you to be particularly good at tuning a shot guitar?
I'm looking at my stuff. I have hidden weapon, and my heritage gives me secretive, so nobody really knows my
Exactly. So
past.
you get to make one up right now. Yep.
So with like hidden weapon, I'm from the gauntlet, we see like a tuner come out that you use on
Yep.
like your
History of
instruments
roadies.
to
Yep.
make it accurate.
Yep. Yeah. It's even got that little pinchy thing that you put up at the end of the neck so you can see it while you ding ding ding. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. You plunk it on the end and start to tune the judge. Yeah, Jet, you were. Oh, I saw hand
Oh,
movement. I thought you wanted to add
No,
something.
I was just tuned for.
Okay, yeah.
Motions. I'm still running.
So, give me a roll. I want to see how well you tune the judge.
I have advantage from looks of things.
Yep. I'll yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Pretty crit.
Yeah, you do that. It was fairly popular quite a while ago. You kind of bring them down half a tone off of what is a true tune. Makes everything sort of sound a little melancholy without having to play everything in minor key.
Mm.
And as you finish that, the one eye that isn't sort of blasted out by the gunshot, the other one kind of pops back open as it comes back to whatever passes for guitar consciousness. And you hear that zzz, and it reaches up and kind of adjusts the one pickup because there's three, and the one that's at an angle it kind of and puts it at the right angle, and that 8 ohm hum goes away, and boom. And you can see the lacquer's going dull. That's how I want to put this. He's not long for this weird world that you're in. And with you standing on the bench, two of you running down the aisle, a snowball or a snow globe in the middle of the courtroom involving 3 instruments and Christmas music, and Mr. Box's tiny soldier peeking out of a hole. All here in the most melodious tones possible. You may as well plead guilty, for guilty you are. Why else would you be here? Why would we be here, were you not guilty? It makes no sense to send an innocent person to court. They have done nothing wrong. Therefore, since you are here, you must be guilty. Of what of all charges, of course, the penalty? Oh, death, of course, which is the penalty I lay upon you now. In the name of this court, you are all found guilty of all charges and sentenced to death. And the stapler goes clickety, clickety, clickety against the wall, and 3 staples fall to the ground. There's a brief pause, and then the times and places of those deaths is left to the universe to decide. For in the end we are all guilty, and we must all die. And one more staple against the wall. Click! The camera zooms in on that tiny staple falling to the floor. And it does that weird sort of overlay thing where in the background the 4 of you start to move towards the doors of the court, running. And as you get to them, everything starts to gray out and fade. This one is over. You guys did it again in just over an hour. Anybody, you're starting to fade. Does anybody want to go out on a closing line? The Clefhelmer.
We have on a cliff. As they leave, Mr. Box stops and takes actually he goes back and he takes the guitar pick. That was
just the pick. Okay.
Yeah, and he puts that in his box and he has it.
If you get that DNA tested, that belongs to that guitar pick. Technically, has been on the road with Pink Floyd. I don't know if anybody got the quote from the judge. First, when you first came in, the judge misquoted a Pink Floyd album and then got told it was the wrong movie because that was it's from The Wall. It's actually a quote from The Wall. So
I thought it sounded familiar, but I don't know.
I misworded it ever so slightly. I had the judge make the speech instead of it's supposed to be the prosecutor. But anyway. I was a little worried about that one. That one was weird. I was also worried it was going to go short. We went an hour. I'm perfectly happy with that. Nobody said we had to do 2 hours. This isn't scheduled TV. So I want to do some thank yous because this one was very much not like most role playing games. So I want to thank all these people for watching. Yes, exactly. Yes, it was close. I almost did the had their mothers come along and give them that speech. Yeah, but never mind. We didn't do that. Go listen to Pink Floyd, The Wall. It's a great album.
Yeah,
So
it is.
with that, I got to get to the thank yous because, like I said, tonight was weird. It's not like most role playing games. So to throw that at all of you on a stream, I appreciate the hell out of none of you just going, "This is stupid," and hitting exit and leaving. So thank you all for that. Sarah, the voice of reason, Will, we keep running him right to his ragged edge of logic, and then he just keeps going. So thank you so much for bringing Will. I'm enjoying them all together with bells on. So thank you. Red, I finally managed to engage. One of your characters quite often go like, "I just don't get what's going on," and tonight they didn't get what's going on, but they kind of they got into the story anyway. So it was I loved it. Thank you. It was a nice twist. I enjoyed that a lot. Uh, Bison, Mr. Box Hide, the box turtle. I mean, come on, that was great. Loved it. And Alex, I'm going to say the same thing to you. I've said to Sarah 100 times. I love watching your face when we play because there's like you show your emotions, and I'm the same way. It's like just let it come out, show me. So I really appreciate that. It's so much fun to watch the reactions from all of you, honestly. Even Red somehow manages to pull faces with the face. Yeah, I love it all. So thank all four of you. Thank you so much to chat for tonight. You guys were flying. And yes, please do join us in the Discord. It's every bit as fun as this. It's every bit as silly. And yes, you can play. You can come and play, and not necessarily in this game because it's only got a couple weeks left. Yeah, I know, only 2 weeks left. But come and play. We'll find a place for you. There's all kinds of new games going. We will soon be streaming Tuesday through Sundays for the near future. So there's only going to be one night a week when we are not having chat riots, to quote chat. So yes, bring the fun, bring the popcorn, and bring hydration because that's a lot of hours. So and all the people on YouTube, you watched all the way to here, please hit the like button and please hit that notification bell because my posting habits are terrible. I got to come back to this. These players are stunning. Every single one of these episodes could have gone a lot longer if it wasn't for a whole bunch of very brilliant ideas and solutions. All of them tonight, more and more and more of them just coming through. I've just got notes all over the sides here. The Cat's Cradle, the music. This was about music, but I never thought of using music to affect the outcome, so that was brilliant. I loved it all. I'll stop now. I don't want to tell you people you're great some more, but I'm going to stop because everybody has to go and eat. So with that, we come to the important bit. Until next time, which is tomorrow night, come back. But until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, Joel.